Canada is often seen as a land of opportunity, but not every city is thriving. While Toronto, Vancouver, and Calgary continue to grow, some cities are shrinking, struggling, and on the verge of collapse. These cities face economic downturns, high unemployment, rising crime, and failing infrastructure, making life difficult for those who remain. If you live in one of these places, it might be time to start planning your exit. Here are the 8 fastest collapsing cities in Canada. Is your hometown on the list? No. 8. Prince Rupert, British Columbia. Prince Rupert, a port city on British Columbia's northern coast, was once a key player in Canada's fishing and trade industries. Its strategic location made it a hub for shipping, seafood processing, and forestry. But in recent decades, the city has faced severe economic struggles. The once thriving fishing industry has collapsed due to overfishing, strict environmental regulations, and declining fish stocks. Many seafood processing plants have closed their doors, leaving hundreds of workers unemployed. The city also relied heavily on its port and shipping industry, but as global trade patterns changed, business moved elsewhere. While the port of Prince Rupert is still operational, it no longer generates enough jobs to support the local economy. With fewer employment opportunities, residents are leaving for larger cities like Vancouver and Calgary, leading to a shrinking population. Despite the declining economy, housing remains expensive. Real estate prices and rental costs have stayed high, making it difficult for young families and low-income residents to afford to live in the city. Those who can't find stable work have little choice but to relocate, further accelerating population decline. Adding to Prince Rupert's problems, public services are struggling. Healthcare facilities are understaffed, schools are seeing lower enrollments, and local businesses are shutting down due to lack of customers. Crime rates have also risen, as poverty and drug-related issues continue to spread. With few new industries coming in, the city's future looks uncertain. If major investments aren't made soon, Prince Rupert risks becoming a ghost town. No. 7. Windsor, Ontario. Windsor was once the beating heart of Canada's automotive industry, but those days are quickly fading. The city's economy has been heavily reliant on car manufacturing, but with many automakers moving production overseas, Windsor has suffered massive job losses. For decades, high-paying factory jobs provided financial security for Windsor residents. But globalization and automation have changed the industry forever. Several manufacturing plants have shut down, forcing workers to either retrain or leave the city in search of work. Unemployment remains stubbornly high, and many of the jobs that do exist pay significantly less than they used to. As the economy weakens, Windsor has also seen a rise in crime, drug use, and homelessness. Many once thriving neighborhoods are now filled with vacant buildings, abandoned homes, and struggling businesses. The lack of economic opportunity has also made Windsor less attractive to young professionals, leading to an aging population with fewer taxpayers to support essential services. The housing market is another major issue. While real estate prices are lower than in cities like Toronto, Windsor's market remains volatile, making it risky for investors and homeowners alike. Many people who bought homes during economic upswings have found themselves trapped in declining property values. Despite government efforts to revitalize Windsor, progress has been slow. Unless the city can diversify its economy beyond the auto sector, it risks further economic collapse in the coming years. No. 6. Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Charlottetown may look quaint and picturesque, but beneath the surface, it faces serious economic problems. The biggest issue? A severe housing crisis. Over the last few years, Charlottetown has seen a massive influx of out-of-province buyers, driving real estate prices through the roof. The average local can no longer afford to buy or rent, leading to a surge in homelessness and financial insecurity. Charlottetown also suffers from a highly seasonal economy. The city relies on tourism and agriculture, meaning that from October to April, thousands of jobs disappear. Many workers struggle to find stable year-round employment, making it difficult to afford the already high cost of living. Young people are leaving the city in record numbers, moving to Halifax, Toronto, and other larger cities in search of work. As they leave, Charlottetown's population continues to age, putting more pressure on the healthcare system and local businesses. Without a stronger year-round economy and affordable housing solutions, Charlottetown's economy will continue to decline. No. 5. Thunder Bay, Ontario. Thunder Bay, once a bustling hub for transportation, forestry, and manufacturing, has seen a steady decline in its economic and social stability. The city, located in northwestern Ontario, was once a vital trade route, connecting the Great Lakes to the prairies. However, as industries evolved and shifted elsewhere, Thunder Bay has been left behind, struggling to find a new economic identity. One of the biggest blows to the city has been the decline of the forestry industry. For decades, pulp and paper mills provided thousands of jobs. But with reduced demand, plant closures, and automation, many workers have found themselves without stable employment. While some attempts have been made to diversify the local economy, job opportunities remain scarce, especially for young professionals. This lack of opportunity has led to a mass exodus, with young people leaving Thunder Bay for larger cities like Toronto, Ottawa, and Winnipeg. The city's population is aging rapidly, and with fewer taxpayers to support infrastructure and services, the situation is only getting worse. As economic struggles persist, crime rates have risen significantly. Thunder Bay has become one of Canada's most dangerous cities, with high levels of drug-related crime and violent incidents. The opioid crisis has also hit the city hard, leading to increased homelessness and mental health challenges. Adding to Thunder Bay's struggles, its remote location makes it difficult for businesses to set up new operations. Unlike larger metropolitan areas, the city lacks access to major financial and technological sectors, leaving it isolated from economic growth. Without significant investment in new industries, education, and infrastructure, Thunder Bay's future looks bleak. If no major efforts are made to turn things around, Thunder Bay could become one of the most abandoned cities in Ontario within the next few decades. No. 4. Corner Brook, Newfoundland and Labrador. Corner Brook, a small city located on the west coast of Newfoundland, was once a major economic hub, built around the pulp and paper industry. However, as this industry has declined over the years, so has the local economy. Today, Corner Brook faces high unemployment, a shrinking population, and a struggling infrastructure, making it one of Canada's fastest collapsing cities. The pulp and paper mill that was once the backbone of the local economy has drastically cut back operations, leading to mass layoffs. The decline in forestry-related jobs has had a ripple effect on the entire community, as businesses that relied on mill workers have struggled to survive. Adding to the city's economic woes is a lack of industry diversification. While efforts have been made to expand tourism and small businesses, these sectors have not generated enough jobs to replace those lost in manufacturing. Many young people see no future in Corner Brook and are leaving in droves, moving to St. John's or mainland Canada in search of better opportunities. As people leave, the city's aging population becomes a growing concern. With fewer young workers contributing to the economy, the burden of supporting public services, healthcare, and infrastructure falls on a shrinking tax base. This has led to higher taxes for remaining residents, making it even less attractive for new families or businesses. Another challenge is the rising cost of living. Newfoundland and Labrador have some of the highest energy prices in the country, and since Corner Brook is geographically isolated, shipping and food costs are extremely high. Many residents are struggling to afford basic necessities, forcing them to consider relocation. Without a significant economic turnaround, Corner Brook is at serious risk of long-term decline, making it one of Canada's most unstable cities. No. 3. Campbellton, New Brunswick. Campbellton, located in northern New Brunswick, was once a thriving city built around the forestry and fishing industries. However, as these sectors have shrunk, the city has fallen into economic hardship, with high unemployment, failing businesses, and a declining population. For years, Campbellton relied on sawmills, paper production, and fishing. But as demand dropped and environmental regulations increased, many businesses closed. The once busy waterfront is now a shadow of its former self, with abandoned buildings and shuttered storefronts lining the streets. A major issue is the lack of economic diversification. Unlike larger cities that have shifted towards tech, finance, or education, Campbellton has struggled to adapt. With few new industries coming in, job opportunities remain extremely limited, forcing many residents to leave for bigger cities like Moncton and Halifax. Campbellton is also facing a major demographic crisis. The city's population is shrinking rapidly, and with fewer young people staying, the workforce is aging out. This is causing severe strain on healthcare services, small businesses, and municipal budgets. Crime is another growing issue, with rising drug use and property crime becoming major concerns. As more people lose their jobs and struggle financially, Campbellton's future looks increasingly uncertain. No. 2. Timmins, Ontario. Timmins, located in northern Ontario, was once a booming mining town, known for its gold and natural resource production. However, as mines have shut down or reduced operations, the city has spiraled into economic hardship. For decades, mining jobs provided stable, high-paying employment. But with many mines closing or automating, thousands of people have been left without work. The result? Mass layoffs, business closures, and an exodus of young people seeking better opportunities in southern Ontario or Alberta. The city has struggled to diversify, and without new industries, Timmins faces a bleak economic future. Crime rates have also risen, with drug-related offenses and property crime becoming more common. Timmins is also one of the most expensive cities in northern Ontario due to harsh winters, high energy costs, and rising property taxes. With fewer job opportunities and increasing expenses, many residents are choosing to leave. Unless Timmins can attract new industries, the city will continue to decline. No. 1. Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Cape Breton, once a thriving coal and steel region, has been in economic decline for decades. The collapse of the coal industry and mass layoffs in manufacturing have left the island with high unemployment, an aging population, and a struggling economy. Many residents have moved away in search of work in mainland Nova Scotia or other provinces, leaving entire communities abandoned. The cost of living remains high, and wages are not keeping up with inflation. Tourism provides some economic support, but it is highly seasonal, leading to unstable job markets. With few full-time career opportunities, many young people see no future in Cape Breton. Unless major investments are made in infrastructure, education, and industry, Cape Breton may never recover, making it the fastest collapsing region in Canada. Conclusion. These 8 cities are in crisis, facing economic collapse, population decline, and rising crime. If you live in one of these areas, it might be time to start planning an exit strategy. Do you live in one of these places? Let us know in the comments.